with that in mind, we're gonna move on to the bad stuff. Now, it would be bad and ugly all in one. We're probably gonna have an ugly category, but there is downsides to streaming, right? And I say downsides very loosely. Like people think streaming is you sit down at your computer, you sit down at your Xbox, you turn it on, you press play, you press go live. That's it. Jobs are good, and it's not quite like that, right? And you learn that very, 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 very early doors. The second, even if you're streaming from your PlayStation, and it kind of is like that, you learn it very early that it's not as simple. If you want to carry on streaming, it's not as simple as that. There's a lot of hard work to make it successful. Just setting up your stream. So if you're not very technically minded, which, you know, nowadays gamers don't have to be technically minded because the consoles, the computers do everything for you, right? Gone are the days where you have to know everything about a graphics card, or everything about a motherboard, or everything about frame rates and all that kind of stuff. You don't really need to know all that bit necessarily to play a game anymore. But to stream, you still need to know all that stuff. Now, just going very, very simple here, just setting up your stream, right? If you're streaming via a PC, you've got to set up your OBS, right? And that can be difficult if you don't have a fucking clue what you're doing. There's a lot of Googling, a lot of YouTubing involved, and a lot of self-teaching. And every YouTube video you watch, it tells you to do something completely different. So you don't really know what to do. You kind of make a mash of them all and throw it at the wall and see what sticks. And that's just your software. That's just set it up so you can have a camera in front of you and your game on screen. That's difficult in itself. Then you've got to think about, you know, a name for your stream. I mean, that is kind of easy, but kind of difficult. You know, you don't just want to use, you know, Bob Geldof as your name. You want something that stands out. I use Shorty TV because Shorty wasn't available. And I've just kind of used Shorty for my entire life because it kind of is my name, but it kind of sticks. So you've got to pick that and make sure it's available. You've got to design your logo. You need a logo. I bet you never thought you needed a logo, but you do. If your stream's going to look even semi-professional, you're going to need a logo. You'll be able to get away for a bit with just a picture of your face, probably. But you're going to need a logo. And if you're a designer yourself, lucky you, right? You've got the skills to do it. You know, you can make a bit of bodge one on Canva or PixArt or wherever. And you can do something like that, which I can do a lot. But otherwise, you've got to pay for someone. And the same goes for like overlays, you know, all the flashy shit you see around people's streams. You've got to get that from somewhere. You know, Streamlabs has an option to do it, but they're a bit crap. You need personalized ones, really. You know, you've got to sort out your audio level, your video outputs. What about sound alerts? You thought about sound alerts yet? No. Robots to talk in your chat. Robots to play alerts on stream. You thought about any of that? What about your redeems? What's going to make you different? What are people going to press to make you do or make happen? You're not thought about any of that, have you? I didn't when I first started streaming. I didn't, even though I'd watch streams and always thought being a streamer, I didn't think any of that was required or would be that difficult. But it is. And when you get used to it, it's quite simple. But if you know anything about it and you're going in, you know, a bareback, for lack of a better word, it is not simple. What about social media? We live in the social media age, so if you want to grow your stream, you're not just posting on Twitch. You're posting on Twitter or fucking X or whatever it is. You're posting on Instagram. You're posting on Facebook. You're posting on fucking Threads. You're posting on TikTok, all that kind of stuff. You've got to post now. You've got to set up a Discord channel. People like Discord channels. I had no fucking clue what Discord was when I started streaming. And someone came to my stream and was like, have you got a Discord channel? And I was like, no. Should I have? And they were like, yes, you should have a Discord channel. So I've got a Discord channel. So that's something else to manage and talk to and do. And, you know, it's kind of self-managing, but I don't know. And whilst we're on the subject of social media, it's not just social media posts and polls and pictures. It's additional content, right? Yes, when you're live, people can see you for those couple of hours. But when you're not live, you need to be promoting yourself, and that means creating little clip videos, montages for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, which is in a completely different... Right. Here's the thing. YouTube, kind of okay with, because when you record your Twitch streams, you record it, for lack of technical expressions, you record it landscape, right? Very, very straightforward. That can go straight onto YouTube. Easy, not a problem. It can go straight onto an Instagram. It used to be able to go straight onto an Instagram post, really. But now, you've got Instagram Reels. And you've got TikTok. They are fucking portrait. Right? They're little mobile portrait things. And have you tried putting a landscape video into portrait? When your face is in the bottom corner? It doesn't work. There's a lot of editing involved. It just doesn't work. So, yeah, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of hard hours outside of streaming itself that you've got to put the miles into. And now all of a sudden, you have to learn a video editing piece of software, let alone a live streaming software. You've got to learn a video editing software, all whilst trying to be a fucking designer as well for your logos and overlays. What the fuck is it about? And then the schedules. My nemesis is a schedule. When I first started streaming, I would just kind of stream as and when I could. You know, I didn't really think about a schedule. I just kind of went live if I had a spare hour. And it kind of worked to start with because we're in that pandemic era. People had a lot of spare time. People weren't going out, so people would just see a notification and come and sit on for a couple of hours. And that was kind of fine to do. But once you get into people's real lives, and now we're back into a real life kind of world, a schedule is the most important thing if you want to be consistent as a streamer and want to maintain consistent viewership. So I've set myself to a schedule. I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, I say at 6 o'clock UK time. I finish work at 4 o'clock. If I'm in the office, I get back home at 4:30. I've then got to eat. I've then got to set up my stream. I've got to do whatever chores I've got to do in the house in that short period of time. And it's hard. It's hard to stick to a schedule. But, you know, I know it's different sticking to a schedule straight away because every Wednesday, for instance, people know that I'm going to be live at 6 o'clock-ish and I'm going to be playing Phasmophobia, and people like watching me play Phasmophobia, so they will tune in for that. They won't necessarily tune in for the other streams because I'm not playing Phasmophobia or because it doesn't fit their schedule. So by kind of saying what I'm going to be playing, when I'm going to be playing it, people know what they want to kind of tune into. Like at the top of this podcast, I said this is what we're going to be talking about. If you want to zone out, you can zone out. If you want to, if you want to turn off, you can turn off. Let people know what you're doing and they can choose. That's what I say, but a schedule helps. Streaming can be mentally draining, right? Especially if you're sticking to a schedule, you feel pressure to stick to that schedule. Even just choosing a game can sometimes be draining because you can sit down at your computer and you can have the age-old, I've got 1,000 games, but I've got nothing to play kind of option where you just don't know what to play, and that can be frustrating. Or you can sit down at your computer thinking, right, I want to play Call of Duty today. But actually, I know if I play Call of Duty, all of my people are going to watch because they don't enjoy Call of Duty. They come into my chat for horror. They come into my chat for sports or whatever. And that's when it can get a little bit draining because, you then have to battle what you want to do with what you think stream wants to do. And then that kind of ties up your personality a bit because you want to do what your chat want, but also you want to do what you want. And there's a balancing act there that can be draining. You have to deal with trolls as well. Trolls are fucking rampant on streaming sites. They will come in, and if you're not doing something that suits their way of gaming, they will just badger you and badger you and badger you. And when someone comes into your chat and starts being negative, I think I can handle it quite well. But it can, if you're not in the right mood, if you're a little bit stressed because of something going on in a game, it can be really off-putting and really kind of draining and really hard to deal with. And it can, I've seen streamers, you know, just end their streams because trolls have come in and said something at the wrong moment and just end their stream. So dealing with trolls and just dealing with people in general can be difficult. It, you know, just talking to people, answering the same questions, you know, you'll say something at the start of a stream, but not everyone's there at the start of a stream. People come in drips and drabs in 10, 20-minute intervals, and they ask the same questions, and you answer the same questions, and you're repeating yourself, and that can be draining. If you're dealing with no people, if you're just talking to yourself because no one's in your chat, you're just starting out, that can be draining. If you're dealing with hundreds of people in your chat, that can be draining. It's hard work. And a big one. It eats up all of your time. Like, it eats up all of your time. If you want to make it a success and you want to make it proper, it eats up all of your time, whether you're creating content, going live, your free time after work or on weekends, consider it gone. Because you're playing games and you're streaming. Or you're editing videos, or you're designing logos, or you're doing Facebook posts, YouTube posts, all that kind of stuff. So it eats a lot of your time.